You walk into a store, you fall in love with a dress that's perfect shade of blue. You bring it home and suddenly, under your lights, it looks completely different. Why? Because what you saw in the shop wasn't the dress, it was the light. And because of this surprisingly complex fact, color is one of the most misunderstood, miscommunicated, and misjudged elements in fashion. Today we are pulling back the curtain on how our eyes interpret the color, how billion-dollar brands like Nike, Zara ensure every shade is exact, why color has shaped human evolution, emotion, and branding, and why a small number called delta E can make or break your entire production run.
This is the human eye, possibly the most powerful camera ever made, except you can't turn it off, you can't upgrade it, and no two models are exactly the same. Brilliant. Every second, light bounces off a surface, enters your eye, and hits the retina. And your retina? It's not just decoration, it's a high-performance display panel packed with rods and cones. Rods help you see in low light. Cones let you see in color. You've got three types, one for red, one for green, and one for blue. When these cones fire together, your brain does some very fast calculations, mixing signals like an expert DJ with a color palette. That's how we perceive millions of shades. Or in my case, a few less, because I'm slightly colorblind. But more on that later. Let's rewind a few million years. Most animals see in black and white. Dogs, mostly blue and yellow. Sharks, just the grayscale channel. But humans evolved three-color vision because seeing ripe fruits, fresh leaves, and subtle signs of danger gave us an evolutionary edge. Color didn't just help us survive, it helped us thrive. Over time, it became symbolic. Purple? Reserved for royalty, it took thousands of mollusks to make the dye. In China, red became the color of joy, luck, and celebration. In the West, red often represents passion and attention. Color also guides how we feel. Red feels bold, energetic, like sale signs in sports cars. Blue feels trustworthy, calm, like airline uniforms and finance logos. Black and gold suggest premium and elegant. Bright primaries, welcoming, fun, and perfect for children's brands. Fashion uses these signals constantly, not just to decorate, but to communicate. Color doesn't actually exist. It's not built into the object, it's how your brain interprets reflected light. Change the lighting, and the color changes too. That beautiful petrol blue you adored in the store? Under factory lighting, it now looks like the side of a slightly confused appliance. And just to add a little more fun to the mix, everyone sees color differently. What you call perfect pink might be someone else's gentle peach. Some people experience color blindness, especially with reds and greens. That's where the Hue test comes in. You know, the dotted circles with numbers hidden inside like some kind of optical puzzle. And if you really want to test someone's color skills, there's the Munsell 100 Hue Test. You line up 100 subtle color tiles in perfect order. It's not flashy, but it'll stretch your eyes in ways you didn't expect. To create consistency, the industry relies on a powerful tool, the light box. It's not dramatic. It doesn't blink. But it might just be one of the most important tools in fashion. Let's say a buyer in New York and a supplier in Vietnam both want to evaluate the same fabric. They'll place it under standardized lights like D65, simulates daylight, TL84, fluorescent office and factory lighting, CWF, store lighting, where colors often behave differently, I and CI, warm incandescent bulbs, UV for checking optical brighteners under black light. There's even a standard viewing angle, 45 degrees, not 46. That's pushing it. Despite all this, there's still room for debate. That's not the right blue. It is, but the lights are different. To resolve this, we turn to spectrophotometers. These machines don't guess. They measure the actual wavelengths of reflected light and generate spectral data, a unique digital fingerprint for the color. That data goes into the color matching system, which builds a precise dye recipe. Once the fabric is dyed, we measure it again and calculate delta E, the difference between the target and the result. Delta E less than 1.0 equals near perfect match. Delta E 1 to 2 equals good enough for production. Delta E greater than 2 equals time to review and correct. This gives everyone a shared language. No more vague feedback, just clear, measurable results. Let's talk about Pantone, the global color reference. Each Pantone shade has a code, so instead of saying kinda salmon but not too loud, you just say Pantone 16-1546 TCX Living Coral. Boom! Global alignment from Milan to Mumbai. Pantone libraries come in various formats: TCX and TPG for textiles, solid-coated uncoated for print, FHI for fashion home and interiors. Once a Pantone shade is selected, it's converted into spectral data and fed into the CMS. And just like that, you've got a matching dye recipe.
So the next time you choose a color for your collection and it ends up looking different under store lighting, don't panic. You're not imagining things, you're working with light, perception and science. In this industry, getting color right isn't luck. It's the result of vision, calibration, and a bit of technology-driven teamwork. Because the color your customer falls in love with should be exactly the one they take home. This is BSKB, Bite-Sized Knowledge Bombs. If you found this helpful, share it with someone in design, sourcing, or marketing. And next time someone says it's just blue, show them the delta E. So I hope to see you as the ninja that you are, and this is me saying goodbye from Holland, from the Grand Canal. See you on the other side.